Flat Earth Banjo, USA, Japan and Brazil is a typical flat earther. So, today we will have one more look at that fool. First of all, I want to thank you all, members, subscribers, you who watches my video, and all of you who have donated money via PayPal, Super Chats, Super Thanks. Together we have raised a lot of money to Ukraine. More about that in the description. Let's start the video. I made several videos about Banjo. He loves to publish things from other channels in topics he don't know anything about. This time it's from a podcast, I don't know the name of the podcast, and it's a man named Michael Tellinger that tells us the truth. Let's listen to a bit of that podcast.
When people heard that Michael Tellinger was coming back on the show, a lot of people were bringing up the flat Earth.
Yes.
And so when I talked about global elite, global strategies,
Yes.
that assumes that the Earth's a globe.
Yes.
We don't have a lot of time, but do you have any thoughts on the flat Earth topic?
Yeah, Russell, I was introduced to this flat Earth theory about 2.5 years ago now, and my response to it was like most people: what a bunch of idiots! Are they insane? This is just another infiltration to try and make the New Age movement or the spiritual world. It's an to infiltrate and make them look like a bunch of idiots. And I didn't even give it a second thought. I just thought it was a bunch of idiots.
And yes, they are a bunch of idiots. Let's hear if Michael is an idiot too.
What I then did, because it kept coming on my radar, I thought, well, let me look at some of these things, what they say. And then I found very distinctly two areas of information. One which was feeding me some interesting scientific facts, and others which were clearly trolls to try and undermine and destabilize and make everybody look stupid. But obviously I approach everything with a scientific perspective, and I want to know what's going on. And I've also reached the conclusion that everything we've been told is a lie. And I mean that. Everything from our knowledge of from religion to knowledge of science and technology to quantum physics, to everything we've been told and learned at school, taught at school, is a lie. And the history of our planet, everything's been manipulated, and we pretty much got to start from scratch. And so I approached the flat Earth from that perspective. Well, what if there's some semblance of truth in this? What if the ancient cultures that speak about a flat Earth, and what about all these ancient images that we get shown about the flat Earth, have more to it than meets the eye? So I started looking at it, and to my surprise, I started finding some very serious problems with the ball Earth theory, and a lot of interesting arguments that suggest that we need to investigate this a lot deeper. And for example, I found with the whole curvature thing, the global curvature thing has two elements to it. The one is that from your position of view, if you're standing on a giant ball, you're not going to see curvature anyway. There's going to be a line around you, all the way around you, that from your perspective is as far as you can see. So anyone that suggests that you're going to see a curvature of the Earth from your perspective, they haven't thought it through, and they haven't given it any scientific evaluation.
And that's not what anyone claims. If you're standing on the shore by the ocean, you see the horizon as a line, exactly as you explain. And it's what you will see on a globe. Oh dear, how would you be able to see the curvature visually if you look out of the sea?
However, curvature in terms of looking into the distance and figuring out whether there is any curvature well, that was a shock to the system. I always believed that ships disappeared over the edge, and onto the ocean, in the ocean over the edge. And then I started researching that, and listening to people from the military and the Navy talking about missiles that they, surface-to-surface missiles that they shoot line of sight, 80 miles into the distance, line of sight, and basically saying, look, if I can't see it, I can't shoot at it.
So you can only fight a war on a flat surface. So you need a totally flat desert to fire surface-to-surface missiles. This is so plain stupid. He haven't talked to anyone with any military experience at all. I don't think we have to listen more to this podcast because it goes on with the same old flat earth nonsense. Instead, I want to have a look at who is Michael Tellinger. Michael Teller is from South Africa. He's a politician, he's an author, and he claims to be a scientist. Let's start with the scientist part. The only thing I can find is that he have a degree, a B pharmacy degree. That's all he has. He's traveling the world trying to spread the philosophy of Ubuntu. And what is Ubuntu, I hear you ask? He claims it's a social movement promoting communities where people live, function, and they're without money. He says everyone in the community contributes their abilities, skills and talents on an equal basis, and as a result the community prospers. Based on Ubuntu, he 2012 started a political party in South Africa named Ubuntu Party. The party promised a 100% employment and to close down the South African Reserve Bank and replace it with the People's Bank, which would grant interest-free home loans, fund massive public works, and provide free electricity. And they also plan to get rid of the government altogether because it's not necessary. The party took part of the elections 2014 and it was a great success. In the national election they did reach incredible numbers. 8,234 people voted for them in South Africa, which is 0.04%, and they did not get any seats in the parliament. In a post on social media 2020, the party noted that it was no longer active in politics. Tellinger have made several books. Here on the screen you'll see 2 examples of them. Let's have a look at the one called Slave Species of the Gods. Here he claims that the book reveals new archaeological and genetic evidence. And according to him, scholars have long believed that the first civilization on Earth emerged in summer some 6,000 years ago. Teller thinks he reveals that Sumerians and the Egyptians did get their knowledge from earlier civilization that lived on the southern tip of Africa, and it began with the arrival of the Anunnaki more than 200,000 years ago, sent to Earth in search of life-saving gold. These Anunnaki astronauts from the planet Nibiru created the first humans as slave race to mine gold, and he claims that he show that these Anunnaki created us using pieces of their own DNA. Oh, this is so damn stupid. So, these men have now converted to flat Earth. I think it quite strange. So he believes in planets far away. He believes in space. And then he believes in a flat pizza world. Oh dear. I'm quite sure that we soon will see Flat Earth books from Michael Tellinger. This is typical Flat Earth. Banyu found a person that on a podcast says the Earth is flat, and then he presents it on his channel. Do he also agree that space is real and that there are planets out there and that humans have been on the Earth 200,000 years? I don't think so. Because Banyu, he thinks the Earth is flat, space is fake, and people lived on Earth 6,000 years. But that's no problem for Banyu to publish this nonsense. Okay, that was all from me today. I'm back from work, and tomorrow at 11 UTC I will go live. Okay, see you soon. Bye.